on that girl, yeah. She don't belong to you. Hey man, who is it? No need in lying to you. She's mine, all mine, all mine. Keep your hand off of that girl. She don't belong to you. Hey, man, who is it?
Some nice guitar work there. That was Hands Off That Girl, Cedric Burnside, who's touring the country at the moment and is going to be at the Recital Hall here in Sydney on March the 19th. That track came from his most recent album, I Be Trying, came out in 2021. He's on the line now. Hello, Cedric.
Hey, how's it going, man?
Very good, thank you. Now, you're a true troubadour, aren't you? And a troubadour, the music style is northern Mississippi hill country music.
Yeah, well, that's where I was, born in the hill country of Mississippi, a little town called Tullahoma on the outskirts of Holly Springs, Mississippi, which is the biggest town, close by. But yeah, it's a unique style that I grew up listening at it from my big daddy, R.L. Burnside, and I just love it. It found a place in my heart, and I try to keep it going.
He's your granddaddy, isn't he? Or was your granddaddy?
Yes, he's my granddad. I like to call him my big daddy. That's that's what all the grandkids called him, from Mississippi, the big daddy, because he used to call himself the boss dog of the boneyard, and he was the backbone of the family,
Yeah, you've said my big daddy, R.L. Burnside, made a good name for the Burnside family, as well as opening doors for us. He and the good Lord gave me my start, and I'm happy to be part of it.
Yeah.
And you're carrying on his great tradition, aren't you? Yeah, you started off playing drums, and I think you played drums with him for a while.
Yeah, I played drums with him for a bunch of years, man, 11, 12 years, until he got ill, and passed. And it was a great experience. And that's one of the things that just one of the things that I love him for. And the reason I always say, I thank him for opening the doors, because he did just that, and he trusted me enough to take me out on the road with him. At a very young age, he believed in me and believed that I could do it, and he was right. There was times when I didn't really believe in myself, and he made me stronger and made me believe in myself more. And now I just think that, it's nothing you can't do. You just have to put your head to it and have patience,
Now, you played drums with him. You also played drums with your dad, didn't you, Calvin Jackson?
Yeah, me and my dad did a double drum album before, and it was a song with R.L. boys from Tullahoma, not Tullahoma, but Lexahoma, Mississippi. But yeah, we have played double drums before. I never really got a chance to play guitar, with my dad playing drums. That would have been so awesome, but that never happened. But anyway, I'm playing with this guy now that's out of Tullahoma, Holly Springs, Mississippi. His name Artemis LaSure, and he was one of my mentors as well that I watched as a young kid. It was Artemis LaSure and Kenny Kimbrough and my dad, Calvin Jackson. Those are the three guys I watched.
And Artemis is touring with you.
Yes. It's such an honor to have him. Wow, it's such an honor.
Yeah. Now, what intrigues me about the Mississippi Hill Country music is that how you can trace it back to its African origins. Would you agree?
I would definitely agree. And I have to say, man, since you said that, and just thinking about tracing this music back to its African roots, I've never been to Africa before in my life. It's a place that I really, really hope to visit before I leave this world. But I just got into Alafakaturi, and Somatu Ray, those guys, about 3-4 years ago. I never heard them before. But I listened at Alafakaturi, and he was playing the guitar. And I never heard him before. And before he started singing, in my heart and in my mind, I was totally convinced that it was an old Junior Kimbrough song.
Yeah.
And that I never heard before. And I was like, wow, because you always hear music that you never heard before. You didn't think people did. And I was like, wow, this is some old Junior Kimbrough. Until he started singing. When he started singing, I was blown away. He was I mean, his words was powerful, but I didn't understand anything he was saying. But in a sense, I did.
Yeah, you get the
It was
feeling,
just
don't
that
you?
close. So there is something there. You know, there is a pattern down the line. We are all connected in some way. I feel that.
One of the great Malian bluesmen, Boubacar Traoré, cut an album in the South, in the American South, with some very fine local musicians.
Wow.
It's a beautiful album.
I got to look that up.
Yeah.
I definitely got to look that up.
Boubacar Traoré. Corey Harris, among others, and quite a few others were on that. And of course, Corey Harris did do an album, Mali to Mississippi, linking the two, bringing together the two, the African heritage.
Yeah, I love Corey, man.
Well,
I love Corey.
I mentioned him because one of the people he was going to have playing on his album is someone that has greatly influenced you too, Otter Turner.
Otter, all right. Yeah, Mr. Otter.
Yeah, and because Otter did an album with the what he called the Afro-Sippy All-Stars, and linking once again.
Yeah, Afro-Sippy, Gulel Kumba.
Oh no, that's that's different again. Yeah, Gulel Kumba.
Okay.
So Gulel Kumba did an album called Afri-Sippy, Afri with an I, with Kenny Kimbrough and Eric Deaton.
Eric Deaton, exactly. Yeah,
and
correct.
They did one of the tracks they played was called New Monday, but it was Hands Off That Girl, which is what I started with here, and I was going to mention that to you.
Right.
And they fused in a Senegalese type sound into it as well.
I got into Galil, man, real deep.
I think you might have even played with him. Did you at any stage?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Oh yeah. We did a few songs together a couple of times, and we actually did an album, and we did a song on that album, and it's yet to come out. So hopefully, we'll get it out pretty soon. It's pretty old now, but it was still really groovy, and the energy was really, really high on that album.
Okay, so that's Afri-Sippy. Then you had Otter Turner and the Afro-Sippy All-Stars. And their album was called From Senegal to Senatobia.
Yeah.
And I'm going to play that a little after I've had the interview with you. But it's a wonderful track. And that's the classic old fife and drum North Mississippi sound, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's lovely. It's lovely stuff. Now, you want to keep this tradition going of North Country, Mississippi Hill music, and blues in general. Is it an uphill battle?
That's a great question, man. But I don't think so. Because for me, I was born into this music. I don't think it was no way I could have got around, not being a part of this music and not loving it, like I do. This music is a big part of my life. And, even if I wasn't the one to carry it on, I'm sure that I would still be playing this music at home, around my surrounding areas, because it's a part of me. But to be the one that still carrying this music alone, I'm cool with that. I love it because I got a lot of it in me that I want to get out, and I want to show people, where I got it from. My big daddy, R.L. Burnside.
Now, I mean,
open the door and I'm ready.
Blues has been African-American music, and it's their heritage. Do you think that the younger generation is losing sight of that, losing what it's all about?
A part of me will say, some of them might be losing sight of where they come from, what it's all about. But, there's a lot of generations out there, young generations, that they don't know a whole lot about, how to live a hard life. They don't know a whole lot about hauling water, or never having a toilet, or never having food. I'm not saying a lot of them don't know about it, especially about having food, because it can happen. But if they was to go out there and pick up an axe to chop some wood, a lot of them wouldn't know how to do that. So I would say some of them
they've gone soft.
The hard life, But when it comes down to the blues, these days, I think anybody in the world can have the blues. It's reaching everybody. And whether you want to believe it or not, every day somebody go through the blues, and it don't matter what color they are. you know.
Yeah. Well, your life hasn't been easy, and in one of your songs, "Step In," you say, "I have been at home waiting on Mama to hitchhike home to bring us back some food, and it took a while for her to do it."
Yeah, several hours actually.
Yeah. So it's been a tough road that you've had.
Yeah, I grew up in a pretty rough, I say, poor family, rough and poor. But you know, it's part of, you know, who I am today. It's you know, what made me who I am today. I don't take a whole lot of stuff for granted. You know, I grew up in a life where, you know, I didn't have running water. I didn't have a toilet or a bathtub or none of that. And whatever you needed, you had to go and work for it. You know, if you wanted to get warm, you had to go chop the wood to make the fire. You know, if you wanted to drink water or take a bath, you had to go haul the water in order to do that. And so I've been through that, and I know how it is, and so I never take anything too much for granted, you know, because I know it can always be worse.
Yeah, well, it comes through your music beautifully. I'm going to finish up with "Bird Without a Feather," and I'll just ask you to introduce that to us. But first, I'm just going to ask a favour, and that is if you would do me a stinger. And if you can say, "Hi, I'm Cedric Burnside, and you're listening to David Barr on Eastside Radio."
Gotcha. What's up, y'all? I'm Cedric Burnside, and you listening to David Barr on Eastside Radio.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Now, "Bird Without a Feather" is what we're going to finish up with, and it's a sound a bit like John Lee Hooker.
Oh, yeah. I love John Lee. That's one of the guys my Big Daddy played for me, you know, as a kid, along with Mississippi Fred McDowell and the Cats, you know.
Yeah. All righty. Well, and that's also a Junior Kimbrough song, isn't it?
"Bird Without a Feather"?
Yeah.
I want to say that's a Mississippi Fred McDowell song.
Oh, is it?
I want to say.
All right. All right. Look, it's been a pleasure talking to you. This is not
Thanks,
your
Dave.
first time in Australia, is it?
No, actually, this is my fourth time here, man.
Yeah. Well, it's lovely
Glad
to
to
have
be
you
back.
here, and look forward to seeing you on March the 19th. Cedric Burnside, thank you.
All right, thanks for having me, man.
Bye-bye.
Just like a bird without a feather, you know I'm lost without your love. Just like a bird without a feather, you know I'm lost without your love. You know I need your loving. Just like the angels need heaven above. You know I shot that woman. But I shot her because she done me wrong. You know I shot my woman. But I did it because she done me wrong. Yeah, you know I love that woman. Just said she didn't love no one but me. know I love that woman. And said she didn't love one but me. You know I caught her cheating. And now my home ain't what it used to be.
Cedric Burnside from his latest album. And he's a man with some stories to tell. This is Drive Thursday. I'm David. I'm standing in for Nina.